Content agencies are in trouble. Why? Because every single day there's new content agencies, video agencies, creative agencies, video editors, videographers coming into this space, all targeting the same people, all trying to do the same thing, which is offer content to help grow their business. So what I'm about to talk about in this video, if you're not doing it, you will fall behind. If you don't understand the concepts I'm going to be talking about in this video, you will fall behind. Now, I want you guys to ask this question to yourself. Why is it that some people are able to come into this space and break through the competition so fast and hit 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100K per month in just a few months? Why is it that they seem to get results a lot quicker than other people? Why is it that they seem to be landing clients a lot quicker? Why does it seem like they get a lot better results for their clients? It's all because they understood a process that has allowed them to understand what they are actually doing wrong so they can fully focus on that and put all of their energy to solve that problem. They are focusing all of their energy on the things that are actually going to move the needle forward in their business. And once you guys understand this, this is how you guys are going to start to see success. This is how you're going to start to see momentum. This is how you're going to start to land more clients, to get your clients better results, and start to actually reap the rewards from all of your hard work. And this is how you are going to beat the competition and beat 99% of all of these content agencies out there. This is exactly how I helped Ryan go from a videographer who was relying on one-time shoots to pivot to a content agency where he's now in a higher role. He's been able to build a team around them. He's been able to build a system to generate leads, but also a system to fulfill and scale to 17K per month. And that only took him a few months. And now you might be asking me, why are you sharing all this? Well, it's because I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people make $100,000 with their content agency. And I'm going to do all of this completely for free. So let's hop into this process that has allowed all of these people to see massive success. This is something that I wish I really understood years ago, because if I did, I'm telling you right now, I would be so much farther ahead. You see, my biggest problem when I first started my agency, my biggest problem when I was trying to scale was I was getting stuck in productive procrastination. I want you to really pay attention to what I'm about to say here. What is productive procrastination? Well, it's essentially doing tasks that make you feel productive, but in reality isn't really doing shit, because it's not the thing that's going to move the needle forward inside of your business. So let me give you an example. Let's just say your biggest problem was lead generation, okay? So what I'm gonna do, so instead of actually putting all my energy to solve that problem and focus on outreach, focus on ads, etc., personal branding, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on my back-end systems. I'm gonna spend two weeks to a month working on setting up my Go High Level, setting up my Notion dashboards, setting up my ClickUp dashboards, setting up all of these things that I think I need. And it feels very productive that I'm doing all of this stuff, but in reality, it isn't really doing shit. Because what good is all of those systems? What good is all that other stuff, all the back end stuff, when you aren't landing any clients, when you don't have clients coming in, when you aren't booking calls, when you don't have any money going in? You see, and that is a big problem that I see most of you guys have. Most of you guys watching this, I'm assuming, are probably content agencies who are stuck around 10K per month. And the biggest problem that you guys are having is you're getting stuck in productive procrastination. Let me give you another example. I would watch all of these YouTube videos, all of these mindset stuff. I would watch Iman, Charlie Morgan, all of these other people really trying to develop my mindset. This is a huge one, biohacking. This is a big thing. My morning routines were 2 hours. I put all of my focus on this morning routine, and I was feeling so productive because I'm like, bro, I'm doing what like these rich people do. But when in reality, it isn't doing shit inside of my business. So we call that productive procrastination, things that feel good, but in reality really aren't doing anything. So that is the biggest thing that you guys want to avoid. And this is how you're going to avoid that. This is how you are going to understand what you should be working on. So if you lack clarity on what you don't know, what should I be working on right now? Like, what do I need to do? What are my next steps? Focus and watch this video. So this exercise is called Diagnosing Your Constraints. This isn't something that's like revolutionary. This isn't something that's brand new. I got this concept from a few other people as well. Alex Ramosi talks about this as well. The way that you scale your business is you figure out what your main constraint is, and you put all of your resources and energy to solving that constraint, and then you just find the next one. Right? That's really all it is. But I'm going to break this down in the simplest way that's going to relate to content agencies. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 phases in diagnosing your constraints. Okay. So I'm going to break down each one, what each one means, and what you should be focusing on right now within your business, okay? Because if you aren't making 50K per month inside of your content agency, you need to pay attention. So the first constraint we have is personal life. Now, what does that mean, personal life? Well, let me tell you right now, sometimes you can be the biggest thing holding you back inside of your business, right? It could be procrastination. You know what you need to do, but for some reason you just don't do it. So you are your own bottleneck. If you aren't doing the work that needs to be done, although you know you need to do it, then you are your biggest bottleneck, right? That's just one example, but there's tons of other examples inside of the personal life. Let me tell you right now, at each stage of the game, there's going to be different mindsets required. You're going to need to flash your mind, reflash it. We call that. If you guys don't know what flash means, quick example, I know I'm steering off, but whenever you're tuning a car, you need to flash it. Okay. But anyways, personal life. Is it you that's holding yourself back? I'm going to give you an example for me right now. For me inside of my business, where I'm at right now, I think that I am my own bottleneck. And it's because I am lazy on sales calls. And sometimes you have to remove your ego and accept the fact that you are your biggest bottleneck. When I take sales calls, I sometimes am lazy in my approach on what type of questions I should be asking. Am I being super compassionate? Is my energy fully up? All of those things sometimes I'll kind of be lazy with. And that's not good, right? Because I could be making a lot more money. So if you're your biggest bottleneck, then you need to solve that. If you can't focus for longer than 2 hours, you're your biggest bottleneck. You need to reset your dopamine receptors. If you're out of shape, fix your diet, right? You need to optimize yourself because your business is just going to be a byproduct of who you are, okay? So you need to optimize yourself if you are your biggest bottleneck. Now, let's just say you've done that. You're very productive. You are doing all the work that needs to be required. You're very active. You feel good. You have high energy. You don't wake up groggy, all of those things. The next bottleneck we need to understand then do you have a world-class offer? Now, something that I always like to talk about is the sauna test, okay? Because a world-class offer is such like a broad term. It's like, oh bro, what does that even mean? Well, I'll break it down to you in a very clear way for you guys to understand. Can you pass the sauna test? So let's pretend that you were in a sauna with a complete stranger, and that stranger was your ideal client. Like he could literally pay you 5K per month. He was in the industry you're going after. Like he's your ideal client, okay? And he asks you, what do you do? Can you tell him with complete conviction and complete confidence in 1 to 2 sentences exactly what you do? If you can't, you don't understand your offer. You need to work on it. Are you offering the same thing as everyone else? Are you offering just video edits and video ideas to a broad crowd? If so, anybody can do that, right? A random person, a video editor from the Philippines can do that exact same thing. Hey, I'm gonna offer online coaches video edits and video ideas. That's not a world-class offer. So what makes a world-class offer? Well, in my opinion, for content agencies, it's understanding who you're targeting. So being very specific on your ideal avatar, what you're doing for them. So being very specific on the outcome that you are providing, the outcome that you are taking your clients through with your service, how you are doing it. So we call this your unique mechanism. How are you getting your clients results? And the timeline. So that is what consists of a world-class offer. Okay. If you don't have that in place, then you need to put all of your energy, all of your focus on understanding, okay, what is my offer? Cool. Now, the next thing is, do you have a packed sales calendar? Do you have leads coming in? Are you hopping on calls? Because again, the rest of this stuff doesn't matter if you don't have money coming in. If nobody knows about what you do, who you are, then you don't have a business. If you're hopping on 2 to 3 calls a month and they're all from referrals, you don't have a business. If your whole business is relying on other people for referrals, for lead flow, for money, that's very unpredictable. I talk to so many people and I ask them, how are you landing? So how are you currently generating leads? Like, how are you getting clients? Oh, it's referrals. And it's almost like they're proud to say that. And in a sense, you should be proud about it because if you are getting referrals, that means that you're doing something right. But if that's the only thing that you're relying on, that's not something that you should be proud of because that isn't a business, guys. So the biggest thing for content agencies, and I think for content agencies, you don't need to be hopping on 30 calls per month personally, but I do think that you should be hopping on 10 to 15 calls per month, right? At least. Obviously, if you can do 30, amazing. But are you hopping on at least 10 calls per month? Are you hopping on at least a few calls per month that it's not from referrals, right? So do you have a predictable way to generate leads? Do you have a predictable way to schedule sales calls that's not referrals? If you don't, then you need to put all of your energy and all of your focus on learning acquisition, on learning outreach, on learning ads, on learning personal branding, on learning the things that's going to actually generate you leads, that's going to book you calls. Because again, if you don't have that in place, you don't have a business. None of this other stuff matters. The next thing is, do you have a 30% plus closing rate? Meaning, hey, you have a great offer. You're hopping on like 20 calls per month. Like you're getting leads, but your closing rate is like 20%, even lower. Let's just say it's 10%. Meaning if you're hopping on 20 calls, which let me do the math just so I don't sound stupid. If you're hopping on 20 calls, let's just say you have a 20% closing rate, you're closing 4 deals, right? So let's just say you have 20 calls, but you have a 10% closing rate. You're closing 2 of those deals. So the industry average is, in my opinion, at least you should be closing 30% of the deals if they're qualified. Okay, if they're qualified and you can help them out, you need to do everything you can to close that client. If they're qualified, you need to be closing them. So if you don't have a 30% closing rate and you're the one doing the closing, you need to focus on sales. Now, this is something that I neglected for a while. I thought that I was a pretty good closer. I would just kind of wing it. I'm like, listen, I've learned a lot of sales over the years. I've taken my courses. I don't really need to learn it anymore. But I recently just paid one of my friends to review my sales calls, and I was like, wow, I have a lot to learn. Like, I thought I was pretty good, but there's always levels to new things. But I know in order for me to go to where I want to go right now, especially because I'm looking to hire a closer very soon, I really need to dial in my sales process, because you are who you attract. So I need to be good at sales in order to attract a beast of a closer, right? And let me tell you something, guys, sales is everything. Like literally, sales is literally the bloodline of your business. If you're hopping on calls, but you're not closing them, that's a sales problem. Okay. And I want to break this down because a lot of people get this confused. Marketing's job is not the job of sales. Sales is the job of sales. Meaning marketing's job isn't to close 5K retainers. Marketing's job is to help book calls, get you more attention, nurture people, okay? Sales is meant to actually convert those people and actually close those. So don't get those mixed up, okay? So to get back to the point, if you aren't closing at a 30% closing rate, do everything you can, all of your focus, invest into coaching, watch more YouTube videos, self-reflect, rewatch all of your sales calls, and see how you can improve. So the next thing is, can you onboard 5+ more clients? Now, I know this might seem kind of crazy, but I talk to a lot of content agencies where I'm like, hey dude, do you think that you can handle 5 more clients? And a lot of them will be like, no. Or they'll say yes, but if they do, like they already know that they're going to be super burnt out. Now that's a problem. If you can't handle 5+ more clients, then what are we doing here, right? Your top line, like your peak is 20 to 30K per month, and you're working like an absolute dog, working 10-hour days, just working in your business instead of working on your business. So if you cannot handle 5+ clients pretty comfortably, then you need to work on your back-end systems. You need to work on delegating tasks. You need to work on building your team. And you need to work on actually having a structure inside of your agency. I know so many people who don't have an actual structure. Now, this is a great exercise I want you to do, is I want you to draw out your agency map. Now, here's an example of what an agency map could look like. So every online business, every agency has pretty much 4 main things: offer, attention on the offer, conversions, fulfillment, and then retention. So it's 5 things. But what I want you to do is I want you to draw out your whole agency. Like, how are you currently generating leads? How are you booking calls? When they book a call, what's the nurturing sequence look like? Whenever you close them, what happens after you close them? Like, what's your onboarding process like? Okay, after you onboard them, what's the fulfillment look like? So these are all things that you want to focus on. Now, this is an example of like my consulting business, but you want to draw out your whole business. And it's kind of crazy because most of you won't be able to actually draw out your business because you don't have a process. And if you don't have a process and system in place, then that's a problem. Then you know that is your biggest bottleneck. You need to focus on actually creating a system inside of your business. Now let's move forward. So you have everything in place. You know, your personal life is pretty dialed in. You have a good offer. You have a packed out sales calendar. Like your funnel's generating leads. You're closing at a 30% closing rate at least. You know, you have a pretty good system. You can onboard a good amount of clients. But the next thing is, are you getting your clients' results? Are your clients churning after 1 or 2 months? If that's the case, then you need to focus on that. Now, a lot of people will deal with this problem in the very beginning, right? They've had like a handful of clients. They've had less than 10 clients, and clients have turned after 2 to 3 months. So they put all of their focus on that. Now, when they put all of their focus on that, they neglect client acquisition. They neglect having to pack sales calendar. So what happens is, since they put all of their focus on trying to get their clients results in the beginning, no leads are going to come through. So what happens is they get stuck for like a few months where they literally have no leads. They have no new clients. And it's because they put all their focus on trying to get their clients' current results. And here's the thing, guys, you never want to stop selling. You never want to stop selling because you never want to have these off and on months like so many of these people have. They have a 20K month and then 5K month and then a 10K month and then a 5K month. It's like, what are we doing here? Okay. Client results is something that you're going to learn as you go. The more clients you fulfill, the more data points you have, the more of an understanding you have of the niche, the better results that you're going to be able to generate for your clients. So it's totally fine if you aren't getting your clients great results after a few clients. Like, don't get so down on yourself. Okay. I know people, my thought process is a little bit different, but I've had mentors and people higher than me tell me that, dude, if you're under 100K per month, don't even focus on like client results. Focus on just selling, bro. Sell, collect data, and then build your product, right? You sell, you make money. Now that you have more money, you can reinvest back into fulfillment. You can reinvest back into hiring a better team to increase your results. So I hope that makes sense, guys. You want to focus on sales first and then focus on results. Well, how do you get your clients better results? Well, that can be a whole separate video. But what you want to do, if you're in this case, is you want to find better editors. You want to potentially find a better idea generator, a better script writer. You want to invest into yourself so you can advance your skill set, so you can learn the ins and outs of organic content, so you can learn more funnels that you can implement for your clients, so you can learn more conversion mechanisms. The biggest thing on really how you get your clients better results is investing back into yourself so you can improve your skill set, so you can then in turn use that skill set to get your clients better results. Great. Now the last thing is, are you operating at 50% plus margins? So let's just say you're at 50K per month, but your margins at like 30%. Then that is a big problem that we need to fix. There's definitely softwares that you don't need. There's definitely just other things that you're just wasting money on that you really need to optimize for. Okay, if you're under 50K per month, you should be operating at least 50% margins inside of your content agency. I'm not gonna get too much into that, but the biggest thing I want you guys to understand and get out of this video is focus on what your actual constraint is inside of your business, and then put all of your energy and resources on solving that constraint. Because once you solve that, you just find the next constraint, and that's all business is. Okay, because your business is only as scalable as your weakest link, which is your main constraint. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to strengthen our weakest link. Continue to strengthen it. Continue to strengthen it, because the higher you'll go. If this video was valuable to you guys, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.